Alright, what's going on, y'all? Good morning. Today is March 3rd, or I'm sorry, March 9th. It's currently 9:01 a.m. We are just getting onto the charts now. Today is a no news Monday, so just want to definitely be aware of that. We do have some heavier news coming into the rest of the week. Let's see. So Wednesday we have CPI, Thursday unemployment claims, and then Friday we have a little bit of news here. But mainly it's CPI that's coming up here on Wednesday that we want to keep an eye on. But coming into today, these are just drawings that I had from yesterday that I marked out. So it looks like here we can see that NQ ran lower, right? NQ took this weekly low here. I don't know why that's like that. NQ took this weekly low here, right? ES did not, but as you can see, we got very, very close to it, right? We then ran higher, we rebalanced into this big 4 hour gap, but more importantly, we rebalanced into this opening gap, this Sunday, this gap that we put in from Sunday market open. So new day opening gap got put in here, boom. What do we see then? We see us run higher back up into that gap. And then now I just want to see what we do here. Do we want to continue through this gap? Do we want to respect it and then seek lower? So ES can take these relative equal lows here, because now on ES we have weekly low here, and now we have this internal low that we put in that's super, super close. So we could see us get down there, but we're just going to keep an eye out. So this is marked out wrong. Let me get this real quick. Bang. Okay. So that's currently what we're looking at here. Just this new day opening gap. What do we have? What do we want to do here? Currently inside of it. Like I said, do we get higher? Do we want to respect? So I'm just going to mark up my buy side here inside of the gap. High that we put in. We have sell side here resting inside this 1 hour gap. Right? So do we want to, once again, do we want to get through this gap? Do we want to run lower, manipulate to then run higher to get through this gap, to seek buy side, to rebalance this leg to equilibrium? Because I don't know if, let me see. Excuse me. Yeah, so we have yet to rebalance this leg to equilibrium. So we'll just see what we want to do. My main focus is on these gaps here, or I'm sorry, buy side resting here. Sorry, had a quick text message. Text message. Um, wait till you was. we do see us here open up this 15-minute gap here as well. We'll see if generating here is a possibility, generating inside this 15-minute gap, seeking slightly lower, and then maybe revisiting that high at open. We could just see us get through this up here now, visit these highs now, before open, right? So there's lots of different outcomes that we just gotta watch and just see. Remember, we're reactors. We look for opportunity, high quality opportunity. But ultimately, we react to what's given to us. So since it is a no news Monday, I want to be super duper patient. Just because, as you guys know, if you guys don't know, but no news Mondays are just known to be very slow. First day of the week, without any news, could mean some chop. And it's also like, poor price action. So we just want to keep an eye out, be aware, be really really patient. Because if I don't get exactly what I need to see, there's no point in me trading. There's no point in me putting on a trade, and there's no point in me putting on a trade and starting off the week bad on a no news Monday just because I have to, or I really really want to put on a trade. But yeah, we'll see what we get. Because for me to be super bullish, right, it wouldn't really make sense here. Let me see. Okay, so we're at on this leg here. Okay, so we are at equilibrium of both legs, right? I was kind of measuring from this daily leg up here, but on the 4 hour here, you can see from this high to this low, we are at equilibrium. From the leg here that took sell side, we're at equilibrium of that leg on both ES and NQ. Now we ran back higher, and now we're inside this gap. So we're inside of the gap at equilibrium, and we have buy side generators here. So ideally for me to take an A plus setup, I probably would want to see us do something like this, where we get through this, run higher, right, and then take high, internal high, and then you see us get lower towards, well, on ES, right, these relative equal lows. So yes, we have an SMT to the downside, but if you look, we rebounds back higher into the gap, to equilibrium. So if we were to take this high pre-market, if we were to look higher, take these highs pre-market, I could look for a potential short pre-market, but it would have to be super super clean, because it's not necessarily about me waiting. I have to wait until 9:30. I have to wait until that bell, and I have to give price a little bit of time to develop. It's not always about that. It's more just about, the move can be sparked and can be started pre-market, and then can be finished at market open, right? It's just more so about what are you confident in, right? Do your rules, and do you allow yourself to take a trade pre-market? What set rules do you have? Do you, put on lighter size? Do you wait for an extra confluence? Whatever it may be, but at the end of the day, a model is a model. It doesn't matter the time. All right. Sometimes we'll get a beautiful A plus model pre-market, and then all pre-market will do is just flush volume into the market to push us into already existing draw, to push us towards the already existing draw. So, like I said, if we get up higher here and we do take buy side, I'd look to see what we do, right? But ideally, we open up in about, we'll call it 17 and a half minutes. So, just want to be super patient. And for us to get like a super clean move, we're probably gonna get higher here, open up some sort of gap in here, and then I have to see that gap get ran to the downside anyway. So it's gonna take a little bit of time, but we'll see what we get. Another possibility is we could just run lower. We could literally just respect here, generate, and then run lower, and not revisit any of these highs, and just seek lower. And if that's the case, well, I'd seek to see what we do when we get to sell side here, when we get to internal low down here, right? So, once again, just want to be very, very observant. So it looks like NQ is getting higher here, getting closer and closer to buy side. NQ did not yet tap this gap as well. ES did. ES got into it, respected it slightly. So now we got 14 and a half minutes to open. So I also want to explain a little bit about context and how important context is. So, because I just seen this right here and I noticed, like, obviously my motto is manipulation inverse change in a state. But there has to be context. Ideally, it's inverse change in a state, but what's the context, right? The market's always running imbalances, always putting in change in the states, but there has to be context. So right here, what do? You see us have the inverse and then a change in the state to the downside. This is not valid simply because there's no context. We did not manipulate higher, right? We did not manipulate higher. We did not rebalance to any inefficiency, right? This leg here isn't delivering off of anything. It's simply just delivering off of a lower low or a lower high. So there has to be context with every single thing. If you look all around the chart, there's constantly gaps, and especially on a lower time frame, there's constantly gaps getting ran to the upside, to the downside, to the upside, to the downside, constantly. There just has to be context with every single thing. There has to be stacked context, and that's where you get like your A plus model from. And when people say A plus, that's what they mean is when you can stack your context. Well, we're at equilibrium, we're inside of a higher time frame gap. If we took buy side, we have a clean inverse, we have a clean change in the state to the downside. I like order flow, we pulled back, then we have an internal model. Like when you can stack all these things pointing in one singular direction, that's where you'll see your high quality setups, and you'll just be in a state of like clarity. So see what we do here. We did not exactly close. Well, we seen a close through this 15-minute gap, but we did not see a close or a push above it. Just kind of see a quick close and then a quick leg lower. But we'll see if we want to use this. This wants to be our inverse. We want to use this as an inverse. See what we do here though. We do have. Okay, this is a very, very small 1 hour gap, but it is still there. It does still exist. So we could seek lower here. Tap into this gap. We'll have a 30-minute that's cleaner because we do have these relative equal lows here. Resting here. So that is a possibility too. Like I said, lower is a possibility before taking these highs to rebalance. Even this leg to equilibrium, like I said, to take sell side to then run higher. But it's all about what step does the market take first? What move? Where does the market put its pawn? Where does the market put its chess piece? And then you react off of that. I'm sorry, I need water. Oh my god, my voice is so. But we do have now about 9 minutes till open. So just going over it one more time before market opens here. Just kind of what I'm seeing and what I'm looking at. So on the 4 hour here, we'll start on the weekly. So NQ is taking this weekly low here, right? While ES has not. So here's this weekly low. Drop it down. You can see we have not taken that low. Now, we then run higher. Well, we put in the SMT, right? We then run higher on both indexes to this new day opening gap. Okay, so I want to point out that ES tapped it while NQ did not yet, and we'll see if we want to, but keep in mind we are inside of a big 4 hour gap. This whole thing here is a 4 hour gap that we are inside, which is also where price is at equilibrium right now and rebalance to. So from here, I marked out my buy side, and I want to see what we do after taking these highs, right? Do we see instant legs to the downside? Do we put in a model? Because if we put in a model to the downside, I could take a stab short lower to target sell side, equilibrium of this range, sell side, but also on ES, these relative equal lows that we now put in here. So if you look, with this low being super close to the draw, with us getting super close to the draw, now we have relative equal lows right here. So we'll see what we do. Like I said, that's just a thought, that's just an idea, but we'll see what the market really wants to do and then go from there. So we got a bit under 5 minutes till market open. Looks like we are getting some nice legs down here after really just we had this BPR here, kind of seemingly holding still, sends us lower. We'll see what we want to do. Right back here, 1 second. Sorry about that. So we got market open here in 1 minute. See what we do. Just want to be super duper patient. So it looks like we end up getting higher here a little bit. Market opens. Looks like we push higher. Take buy side now. So NQ takes buy side. Looks like ES puts in relative equal highs here, or equal highs here, not relative. Sorry. But looks like we could see that high get taken, maybe. No, okay. So ES looks to pull back. I want to see if we open up this gap here. NQ looking to run higher still. Looking to probably take this high. Looking to put in an SMT as well. So ES runs that high while NQ takes this high. So we're going to delete this. Put this here. Currently have an SMT. So now I just want to see what we do from here. There's really nothing too clean on the 15 or the 30 seconds, so I'd probably ideally just be looking for this 1 minute here to get ran and for us to put in a change to the downside. See if internal high wants to get ran. Or if we just want to continue lower from here. So in the 1 minute here, this is just what I'm looking for. I'm looking for an inverse of this gap here. We have this small 1 minute gap and then this 1 minute gap here that I just grouped together into one. So I want to see us get through that efficiently and then put in a change lower for me to take a short here. Standard deviation is pretty clean as well. Mark that out. We'll see if we can get this change here in about 27 seconds. I'm not looking to get it prematurely, just waiting for full closes full confidence. So we don't get that change there. We'll see if we can get it on this following candle. We're inside the inverse now. We'll see if we want to hold. NQ is still inside this gap here. Smart got that 3-minute change. Inside his 30-second here. So it looks like we're not going to get a change with this candle here. Let's see about the next one. We have this 3-minute candle closing here as well. So we'll see if on a 3-minute and the 1-minute we can get a change on this candle. 2 minutes going to be closing here too. So we'll see if we want to go lower from here. We'll see if we just want to go higher. See what internal high has in store for us. If we want to get back up there. Should be patient though. We got the 1-minute, the 2-minute, and the 3-minute closing all here. So just see what we do. The small 3-minute inverse. 17 seconds. So it looks like ultimately we tap the change and then we just get back up higher. So now we're getting some legs down. 30-second. Still holding here. See what we do here on the 1-minute. 3 minutes pretty clean, but yeah, we missed that opportunity here. Well, we didn't miss it, but we just didn't get opportunity. And now by the time the next candle closes, it'll be 2.5 minutes. So inverse here, changing to stay here on the 3-minute clean, but I'm just looking for the 1-minute here now. So we got about 18 seconds. We'll see if we can get this change in the state and look to position ourselves. Take a stab lower here if we can get this. See a clean close. That's clean. Throw on some size here. About $200. Good risk. Looking to go break even at this low here. Standard deviation and sell side. That's all we're targeting. So we're probably gonna look to take off. Probably take off 2 here at standard deviation. And then I honestly like runners to sell side down here. So let's see. Okay, which it does align with the 4 pretty well. So we're just gonna go to sell side actually here, because if I remeasure I did remeasure the standard deviation here, and from this manipulation leg on ES, that 2 aligns beautifully right in between sell side. So I'm pretty confident in this trade. I like exactly what we got so far. Stayed very patient here. Put on a great trade. Looking to go break even at this low, the partial here, and just leave a runner down to sell side. So great size on too. We're just going 198. It's a no news Monday. Keep in mind that's why my risk is a little bit lighter. NQ looking nice as well. NQ looking to put in a 5-minute change here. See if we can get that. So it looks like we're going to. So NQ puts in a nice 5-minute change to the downside, which is super clean. ES already has. Obviously with ES being the weaker, I'm sorry, the lagging. Wait, what is this? What's going on here? Let me get rid of this real quick. There's a little glitch. Get rid of this. Put this here. Oh wait, no. Oops. So bang. So NQ runs higher. I don't know why. Why does it always do this? Okay, so we're not break even, by the way. See, this low gets taken. Protecting ourselves in a spot that makes sense. So for me, it's not fully break even. It's going to be right above this gap here. Because we have every right to pull back to this 2-minute gap here. So, but ideally, I'd want to see us just continue to flush here. I want to see where equilibrium aligns with, because I want to keep that in mind. So equilibrium is just right below us here. So I'm gonna adjust here a little bit. So probably gonna partial here, break even, and then here at sell side, just because it is a no news Monday, just because, right? Just because it's a no news Monday, I'm looking for what's logical, for just what I'm confident in, right? At the end of the day, if I'm not confident that we're gonna go all the way down here, sure, I'd love to catch a 91-point move on ES, beautiful, right? But I'm not fully confident in it. What I am confident in though is equilibrium, 100%, and I'm confident in this sell side right here, which aligns with standard deviation. That I am super confident in. So that's exactly what I'm going to take, right? So we have ES that ran higher, came back into this new day opening gap. We see at open we run higher. NQ takes buy side. On NQ we tapped the new day opening gap, which we had not tapped before. So new day opening gap gets tapped on NQ, as well as buy side gets taken. Now ES is not a lagging index. We put in an SMT. ES does not take this high up here, and then we see on the 1 minute us get through these 1-minute gaps here, as well as putting a change to the downside, which I enter off of. On NQ then, we put in a 5-minute change to the downside, which is super clean, and now we're just letting this rock out. So we have 3 cons on, looking to take off 2 here, looking to take off the final one down here. Sorry, I need some water, y'all. And we're just gonna let this rock out. So we're break even at these relative equal lows that we had generated here, and we're risk off. So if we opened any gaps, which we are looking to open up a 3-minute gap here, which is clean. 2-minute gap, it's clean. We do have an SMT at these lows, but I want to see us continue to just flush through. We have equilibrium resting right below, as well as standard deviation, which is right in between sell side down here. So we have great targets on the day. We're protecting ourselves quickly. Once we do look to open up this 5-minute gap here, or this 3 minute gap here. If we can open this up in a minute, I look to go full break even instead of only having $41 risked. The reason why I'm risking 41 bucks is simply just because if I go break even, there's really nothing protecting me. We have this 2 minute gap here, this 2 minute gap, but this 2 minute gap up here is still open. That's resting at the change. So if I'm break even, we have every right to do this, to come up here, fill that gap, stop me out literally to the wick, and then continue lower. So I'm perfectly fine with risking 41 bucks just until we have a gap that opens up like this, like this one in 3 minutes. So we'll just see what we get. Also 5 minutes opening up here, which is clean, so we can even tighten this up even more now. Now we have all these gaps here that opened up for us if we want to use. If we want to use. 2 minute here. So now that this 5 minute gap is open up, I won't want to see us fill majority of it. So I am just going to go break even now. We also have this 2 minute gap and this 2 minute gap that if we want to go lower should hold us lower. But other than that, I'm now just going to be hands off. Oh my god, and my throat is cooked. So we have a big candle that comes in after. Taps the 5 minute here. Fills this 3 minute. So our stop is protected well, but if this wants to be sell side taken, internal low ran, and then we see that model get put into the upside, we could see that. But we'll see what we get here. I want to see us continue to flush lower. We have equilibrium resting right below us that we're not far from. So I want to see us get down there, but just see what we do. We have zero risk on the table on a no news Monday, so this is a beautiful position to be in. Beautiful position. Literally just sitting here and watching. So it looks like NQ did take this low here, not his internal low. So that's why we're seeing some legs up. But we'll see if this 3 and this 5 minute can hold here. See what we get. It's 5 minute gap here, getting some nice legs down. So we're getting some nice legs down here. Beautiful. In the 1 minute we open up this gap. Low gets internal low does get taken here. I want to see it just continue to flush. Once again, we literally have equilibrium right below. It's taking our fruit. 15-minute change gets put in as well to the downside. This is super clean. I think we can definitely get a lot lower here. Super clean. We're now inside the macro here, so we can definitely see a little bit of volume come in, but tap this 1 minute gap. We'll see how we hold up. Just being super patient. Just letting the market do its thing. It takes time. Remember, the market doesn't move super quickly directly to exactly where you want it to be. The market is not gonna just pump and dump exactly where you want it to be. It runs off of an algorithm that takes time. and patience. So now we're getting some nice legs lower here. Super close to equilibrium. See if we want to take it, or get to it, I should say. I like everything that we did up here. I think, once again, I think we could see a lot lower. I'm pretty confident we could see lower. Looks like we just get to equilibrium. We don't rebalance to it fully. So we literally come right to equilibrium. Looks like we miss it twice. We have two opportunities to get to it. We miss it. We get big legs higher. So I want to see what we do with this high here. See if this can send us lower or up here. It's kind of not really what I want to see here, because now we're opening up gaps in the other direction and putting in a change in the other direction. So this soup here, I want to see us send us lower. If we can get below this here, probably in good shape. I want to see us get below this gap. Just staying patient here. Do not care about any outcome at all. We just simply put on a good trade when told to, when opportunity is presented, and we just sit back and watch. I'm just trying to make sure that, I aligned up equilibrium correctly, because getting that close and turning around is pretty gnarly. Yeah, we're all good. Guess it's just getting some legs in opposite directions, but we'll see what we do. We did a 15-minute change resting right here above. I'm just letting this rock out here. It looks like we're kind of just playing around, so just letting this go. Just doing my thing. Keep in mind, it is a no news Monday, so that could be the reason to blame for this. Getting super close to equilibrium, not rebalancing, running back higher, playing inside this range. We're just little sloppy. So, but nonetheless, we're at break even. We're risking nothing. Yes, we got super close to our TP that did not get hit, but it is what it is. It happens. We'll see what we do though, and we're just gonna keep an eye on this. So it looks like we're gonna get stopped at break even here. Honestly, today was a great day. As far as habits goes, I'm not just talking about the trade that I put on. The trade that I put on was a beautiful trade. But primarily today was an absolutely beautiful day because I practiced my rule. I practiced good habits. I followed my rules to the T. I did everything that I was supposed to do. So I'm happy. I'm walking away with a smile on my face, and I'm gonna enjoy the rest of my day, whatever outcome I get here. So just gonna journal and get ready for the following week. So we're stopped at break even there. Just gonna get rid of these and call it there. So great trading day on the day. Unfortunate turn of events, but we don't let this get to us. It happens. It's how just the market. It's how it goes, right? We get a point away, and then we just reverse. It is what it is. But yeah, we're gonna be ready for the rest of the week here. No news tomorrow either, and then you can see all the news for the following week. So I'm out of here, y'all. Hope y'all enjoy the rest of y'all day, and peace.